News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radios, Saboba FM Saboba, A1 Radio Bolgatanga, and get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. This morning, you're barred from speaking at political events. Chief Justice tells judges and their staff.
As for political activity, is a no-no. A judge cannot go to a political forum.
Details as she cautions them against their activities on social media. Also, Ghana Health Service directs all hospitals to recall doctors on leave with other healthcare givers running extended shifts as nationwide strike by physician assistants bites hard at facilities across the country.
We need police protection, but how sure are we? We don't trust the police. When the attack came on the 13th of January, the police even promised that they will give us full protection. They've done it for about 2 days. They couldn't come again.
We apologize for that wrong incident. We'll also hear from the physician assistants as they give strongest indication of escalating their industrial action to press home demands for proposed amendments that restricts them from prescribing medicine in business.
Fitch affirms Ghana's rating at restrictive default following International Monetary Fund deal, adding the country's agreement with official creditor committee will be reached by the end of 2023. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And as we approach the NPP Super Delegates Congress, presidential hopeful Dr. Owusu-Efiri Yakoto says the level of despondency in the NPP requires a deep-rooted party, loyalists to restore hope and break the eight.
Everywhere you go, accommodating, everywhere you go, we are in very serious problem, especially now, as we all know, we're in an economic crisis. So morale is not very high.
We have a special report. I'm Amisi Nyamche Thompson. Stay for details. This morning, Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu is warning judges and their staff to be circumspect in the activities of the bench as it tells on the integrity of the judicial service. According to her, a judge or staff cannot be seen disrespecting the ethics of their profession and pretending that their private lives are separate from their professional duties. Speaking at the 7th Annual Legal Ethics Training Program organized by the Africa Center for Law and Ethics in collaboration with the Gimpa Faculty of Law, Her Ladyship Gertrude Tokonu revealed that contrary to recent development, judges are barred from attending or speaking at political forums.
Then, as for political activity, is a no-no. A judge cannot go to a political forum or deliver a speech in a political forum or comment on a political matter because there must be separation of powers. It violates the Latimer House principles, it violates the Bangalore principles of judicial conduct, and it violates our national constitution.
She also says that a judge's behavior on social media reflects on the adherence or otherwise to the ethics governing justice delivery in Ghana, indicating that anyone with interest to work in the service must conform.
And by extension, the conduct of those who work with us on social media, the liking and the subscribing, now it must utterly cease, or you have to be extremely careful about what you are liking and what you are subscribing to and what you are commenting on, because it's prescribed by the ethical conduct. And then when somebody has behaved in a certain way, we say we cannot call the person to the bar. I was surprised at the furor that rose up concerning the call to the bar of certain people. For you to come into our space and to come into the space of the legal sector, your conduct cannot be obscene and offensive, and you expect that you'll be admitted. It doesn't work like that.
Chief Justice Gertrude Tokanu there. Now the Ghana Health Service has directed all health facilities to recall doctors on leave and review the working schedule of other healthcare givers to fill the vacuum created by the physician assistant strike. The physician assistants are demanding that the Health Ministry withdraws a proposed amendment to Act 857 of the Professionals Bodies Act, which, according to them, takes away the rights to prescribe medicine. But their strike is taking a toll on healthcare. The Ministry of Health says it has rolled out a number of measures to mitigate the impact. Isaac Ofeba is the Public Relations Officer of the ministry.
Even though we did them and even though we engage in them, Ghana Health Service, our agencies have been able to fill the gap that we are showing the general public. There wouldn't be any cause of calling doctors who are currently on leave, those that have to do with maybe the shifting system where one will have to increase the number of working hours and all that. All those arrangements are done, and some of them we don't want to put them in the public domain.
But the president of the Graduate Physician Assistants, Anthony Asari Akon, says the association says they intend escalating the action to right the injustice that is being meted out to them.
So we are intensifying it at every single places where there is deficit. All that we are trying to say is that there has been a wrong news, or there has been a false propagation of what PAs do. And this is what we are seeing. Now, we cannot break that physician-patient ratio. I have stated in some of my previous interviews before that.
Still on industrial actions, leadership of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, has declared an indefinite strike effective today, August 1. Their unanimous decision is to prevail on the government to redeem its promise and implement the negotiated conditions of service. Emmanuel Bright Kweku was at the association's National Delegates Conference in Kumasi and has filed this report.
Payment of 1 month's salary to each member of CTAG as compensation for additional duty performed in the year 2022 as ordered by the NLC. 3. Publication of the report of the staff audit and subsequent extension of public universities' rate of allowances to deserving members of CTAG per the NLC's arbitral award order. 4. Immediate release of leave roster by each college of education to enable each tutor take 15 working days leave for the year 2022 as ordered by the NLC.
And you heard spokesperson for the Colleges of Education Teachers Association. Now, independent power producers have sent a firm message vowing not to accept any attempt to restructure the debts owed to them by the government. The accumulated debt totaling $2.3 billion as of July this year has raised concerns among the members who are now reacting to Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta's recent statement about engaging them for potential debt restructuring. Meanwhile, the trading community has expressed disappointment with the content of the mid-year budget review. Michael Ashali has more.
Currently, IPPs are being engaged to restructure their accrued outstanding balances and eliminate payment shortfalls and arrears accrual in the sector.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta on the floor of Parliament hinted at plans to restructure accrued outstanding balances as part of a raft of decisions taken by government for some interim economic respite. CEO of the Independent Power Producers, Dr. Elikplim Apetogbo, says they are opposed to that move.
To restructure our debt is not acceptable. Actually, our cost of service for that matter cannot be restructured. To the best of my knowledge, what we are doing is renegotiating and not debt restructure negotiation.
Additionally, Ken Ofori-Atta said the country was now on the path of recovery after they implemented a number of stringent and effective fiscal measures.
The economy is showing signs of recovery. The exchange rate has stabilized. Inflation has softened. Mr. Speaker, we have turned the corner.
Minority Leader Ato Forson disagrees with him.
Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the evidence and the numbers before us shows that he has rather deepened our woes.
The trading community as well say they are not impressed with the statement read by the minister.
Cost of doing business so is going to be the same. It's going to go high.
Seriously speaking, we have not really had a major transformation, no.
Despite the reaction of Ghanaians, Ken Ofori-Atta is asking all and sundry to support government. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
And let's do some politics. Former Food and Agriculture Minister Dr. Ofori-Atta says the level of despondency in the grassroots of the NPP requires a deep-rooted loyalist to restore hope and break the eight. There's more.
According to Dr. Owusu Ofori-Atta, only a strong, formidable and united front can guarantee electoral victory in the 2024 general elections for the NPP. But he says the current state of the NPP epitomizes despondency and hopelessness due to the neglect of the grassroots.
Two things. One is discipline. Two is their situation. Because everywhere you go, accommodating, everywhere you go. So for me, we need to fix this party.
He's assuring delegates of the party that he will work assiduously to ensure that their welfare is improved when voted to bear the flag of the UP tradition.
We have a lot of contracts. Government is the biggest business giver in this country. And if the military can have companies to do business, why can't political parties?
For 6 years, Dr. Owusu Ofori-Atta led the agricultural revolution under the Planting for Food and Jobs. According to him, Ghana will need a new innovative business model to do things differently if the country is to succeed in diversifying its agriculture. The model, he said, should be driven by government structure, supply chain logistics and market access, support for big data and technology for evidence-based decision-making, research and development. But above all, he said...
And there's Elton Brobe with that report, and that ends our bulletin for this morning. In our top story, you're barred from speaking at political events. A warning from the Chief Justice to judges and staff. Up next is business.